Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully, you are seeing this on Monday. If not, let's just hopefully you're seeing this on Monday. All right. So today we're talking spread of Islam and difference between Sunni and Shia. But before we get into that, I do want to review the Islam vocab going forward, just so we're kind of on the same page. But before we do that, let's go ahead and review the bell work. So again, you should have a new sheet of bell work out for this week. Number one, where did Islam originate? It is the Arabian Peninsula. Who founded Islam? That is Muhammad. What is the holy book of Islam? That is Quran. Followers of Islam are called Muslims. And what is a Muslim's place of worship called? That is a Mecca. All right, so let me switch this over here. And since we did not get to do our normal play pause it with the vocab, we're going to go back here. Yeah, we've seen this. We should have done this last week. All right, you should have this copy down. If you don't, make sure you do, because it's already supposed to have been turned in. So let's get started, folks. All right, which word? Yeah, this will probably won't show up in the play posit because we are running out of time. So I'm just kind of going over this for review. This is oasis, water in the desert. Which word? Caravans. You can follow along with me looking at your vocab if you had it, but probably not, probably in the box. All right, group of traveling merchants is caravans. Something's dry. We talked about this last week. Arid. Deodorant. Sometimes things get dry and you get what I'm saying. All right, which word? Astrolabe, a tool used by sailors to find their latitude at sea for a religious purpose. Pilgrimage, a journey for a religious purpose. Which word? Muslim place of worship, we talked about this, a mosque. Speaker of the Arabic language, Arab, people from the Arabian Peninsula, a speaker of the Arabic language. Which word? Minaret, a tall, slender tower attached to a mosque. Which word? Monotheistic, belief in one God. Spiritual leader in Islam. Caliph, a spiritual leader in Islam claiming secession from Muhammad. Holy Book of Islam, Quran. You may see two different types of spellings there. So it's Holy Book in religion of Islam. Follower of Islam, Muslim. And the Mecca, a city on the Arabian Peninsula that is very special in religion of Islam. All right, so we will not be doing this. Well, yes, real quick. If it's dry, it's arid, a place of worship for Muslims, a mosque, a tool for sailors, astrolabe, Mecca for special city for Muslims, and a trip for religious purposes. So let's go back to the beginnings of Islam and the spread of Islam. Okay, so if you want to reference your textbooks, page 105 to 107, I believe I had you do something with the contributions, which is what we'll talk about next time we do a play posit. And today we're just talking about the difference between Sunni and Shia Muslims. All right, so after Muhammad dies, who do you think becomes the next leader? Again, if you look at the spread of Islam, we looked at it in our book last week. He's the guy that created. He's the main man. People still worship him today. Okay, he's their God, right? He's their guy who founded it. So, who do you think will become the next leader? Again, vocab we just looked at. Middle East today. All right, some of this is going to talk about foldable and a cutout. Just make sure you are writing down what I tell you to write down in the play posit. Middle East today, you have Iraq, Iran, Turkey, Arabian Peninsula there, where Saudi Arabia is. So this is the area of the world Again, we focused on Europe so far. Now we are talking about the Middle East. All right, distributions of Shia and Sunni Muslims. Okay, so Iraq and Iran are primarily Shia Muslims. Sunni would be Turkey, Syria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. Oopsie. Having some issues here. Great job, folks. Way to be patient there. You think one day I'll actually get a tripod? I don't know. Let's see. That's a good question. All right, we'll be a little crooked for that. Okay, Islam basics. Islam began on the Arabian Peninsula. Islam began in Mecca, Muhammad's birthplace. So, where Islam began? The Arabian Peninsula. So on your notes, I want you to draw the Arabian Peninsula. All right, and then off the side you can put where Islam began. All right, to the somewhere else on the paper. All right, a very special city inside is Mecca. Okay, so this is Muhammad's birthplace. So you can draw Saudi Arabia, and then you can draw the Arabian Peninsula, which is the first arrow up top, and then Mecca down on the second arrow, very special city known as Mecca. So I'll have the instructions a little bit clearer in the play positive. All right, again, Islam basics. Muslims are monotheist. Okay, so they believe in one God. All right, so all you have to do right now is draw a 1. So draw a 1 on your notes. All right, second, on the right outside or somewhere on your close by, you can write down Holy Book. Inside that, you can write Quran. All right, so just draw a book. All right, and then on the outside, founder is going to be Muhammad. All right, so just a quick review. You should have the Arabian Peninsula and Mecca and the founder of Islam being Muhammad somewhere on your paper. 1, a book that's with the Quran on top, or right on your book, and then founder is Muhammad, which you have already wrote down. And I'll put that in play positive as well on how I actually want you to do it. So, 5 pillars of Islam. All right, you're going to write these down as well. Belief. All right, prayer. Charity. Pilgrimage, also known as a religious trip. And fasting. Okay, 5 pillars. What is a pillar? Basically a belief in something. Basically the primary beliefs of Islam. Okay, so belief. I have to believe in whatever Muhammad is teaching, whatever your caliphs are teaching. Prayer, charity, taking religious trips, and fasting. Okay, pray multiple times a day, charity, going on a religious trip, and fasting from certain foods, or all foods in some cases. So these are the 5 pillars of Islam. And we will write these down as well. Okay, so getting into the Shia or Shiites and Sunnis. Okay, so up here we have Muhammad. He is the founder of Islam. After Muhammad's death, there's a disagreement over who is the next leader. This goes back, folks. This is very similar to, when my grandma dies and she's got some family farm land. Almost got me. She has some family farmland, and, my dad and his brother and his other brother, they may argue over a little bit. So is it going to stay in the family? Is it going to go somewhere else? So basically, Shia believe that only Ali, Muhammad's son-in-law, and his descendants should be the rightful leader or caliph. All right. Sunni thinks, no, the leader of the caliph did not have to be related to Ali. All right, so both believe in the major principles of Islam. What are those called? Those are called the 5 pillars. So again, Shia believe that it has to stay in-house, has to stay in the family. Only that Ali believes in or can be the rightful leader. Sunni says, no, it doesn't have to be anyone as long as they're, believe in the 5 pillars, rightful man of Islam, it's all good. Okay, so that A word there, Ali, does that sound familiar, like someone's name? Muhammad Ali, again, Muhammad Ali's from Louisville, which is where I'm from, and growing up, he was actually known as Cassius Clay, but he changed his name when he converted to Islam to Muhammad Ali. So, again, Shia believes only Ali, keep it in the family. Sunni does not have to be related to Ali or Muhammad. So again, distribution of Sunni and Shia and Muslims in the Middle East today. So inside on your notes, create a Venn diagram that looks like this to summarize the previous information. Title this Sunni and Shia, as you can see on the Venn diagram. All right, you are creating 3 columns and a place for the correct information under the correct column. So you have Shia, both Sunni and Shia, and and both Sunni and Shia, and then just Sunni. So in the Shia column, you should just have believes only Ali's descendants should be leaders, caliphs. And you can summarize that if you need to under the Shia column. For both, they're both monotheists. They both believe in the Quran as the holy book, and they both believe in 5 pillars. Sunni, they believe the leader does not have to be related to Ali. All right, new topic. Moving on to the spread of Islam. Well, we remember the Reconquista, hopefully, and how the Moors were a Muslim group from Africa, up from North Africa. How did Islam spread from the Arabian Peninsula all the way to Spain and Portugal? So we fast forwarded with the Reconquista. It is moving, we talked about how it's a 700-year war that eventually stops after 700 years. So it began around the 700s, ends around the 1500s. And it's over the Iberian Peninsula, over Spain. How does it stop? All right. Or how does Islam spread? All right, so we have Iberian Peninsula, the Moors from Africa take it over. How did Islam go from this, on what is known today as Saudi Arabia, to all of this? So starting here in the dark purple is now taking over all of this in less than, from 622 to 750, less than 130 years. Okay? So, the Moors, again, if we select the time period, this is 756, and then eventually the Christians are going to take back this over, but it's going to take them 700 years. So, title this, How Did Islam Spread? War and Conquest, Islam spread to Northern Africa and Spain through war and conquest. What does conquest mean? We are taking it over, sticking our flag on it. It is ours. Now, when it comes to the Reconquista, that is the reconquest. So that just means we're taking it back. All right. But number 2, trade. All right. Middle East is located between Africa, Europe, and Asia. You have 3 continents right there with a lot of different routes, a lot of different goods that can be traded. So all of this is going through Muslim lands. So they have the power. All right. The Silk Road went through the Middle East as well. Ideas, inventions, and culture was exchanged through trade. So, this idea of Islam, okay, this can be what is seen through, they could share this new faith, all right, and, some people, just like today with different religions arguing, there's obviously the Crusades, there's Reconquista, where there's conflict, but there's also where people are being shared as well, where different things are being shared. Could be religion, could be ideas, inventions, could be a different type of culture. So make sure you're writing this down as well. All right, so 2 of our themes from the year: describe how new ideas and inventions improve lives and traveled through trade via conflicts and trade routes along the Silk Road. Okay, describe how the increasing interactions between cultures spread new ideas. It's kind of just like what I was talking about. You see someone's got some new technology, you think you can do it. Let's take that from them, and could have caused conflicts. So can you think of any ideas or inventions that spread to Europe from the Middle East? What were they? When did they reach Europe? All right, so I made it back from Jerusalem safely, brought a bag of gunpowder in my sack. It is probably pretty valuable to the king. I bet he or his armies have never seen such a magic powder like this one before. So, gunpowder. This would be our first one that we're going to talk about. And we'll talk more about this during the contributions as well. All right, so I made it back from Jerusalem with a new weapon called a crossbow. The design is so simple, I can't believe my people had never thought of these amazing weapons. Lord Hugh got a hold of a mangonel catapult. It was marvelous. We were able to put a hole into the city wall with one shot. Okay, it is a good thing I remember how it was made. Maybe if I make one for my king, he will give me a big reward. So this is how people can go from, seeing something along the lines, coming back, let's tell our king, now these new weapons are being created. So crossbow and catapult. All right, knowledge of how to make better and more accurate maps. Western Europeans discover how to build better ships and make more accurate maps. It's from your textbook. How to make and use a compass. Paper, how to make it. Okay, so list 2 branches of Islam. What caused the dispute over them, and what do they agree on? And that will be your exit ticket for today. Again, we went a little long today because we basically are starting to shove 2 PowerPoints into one. We will be doing some of that going forward, but make sure that you have the notes and all the answers on the play posits up to date. Again, please do not ask me, Mr. Shut, why do I not have a good grade? If you know you haven't been doing the play posits, you're not going to get a good grade. Just saying. Hope everyone has a great week, and we will continue with this when we get back.